and welcome to another one of my online classes. This one's going to be a little bit different from the other ones on my channel so far. I'm going to be focusing a lot on upper body strengthening. I want you to just work to the limitations of your own body. There's going to be some challenging bits, but I'll give easier options. But just try and challenge yourself and let's see how you get on. So we're going to begin in an all fours position. We're just going to work on mobilizing through the wrist because we're going to be doing quite a lot of planks and a lot of downward dogs. So just first of all, coming with the shoulders above the wrists. And just even taking the shoulders just a little bit further forward. And just feeling that shift and pressure there. And then draw the shoulders back to a more central position. Take your hands so that they're facing towards the side of the mat. And again, just putting a little bit of pressure on here. Keeping the shoulders above the ribs. Now take fingertips so they're now facing towards the knees. And this one might feel a little bit tight, so just breathing into it. Feel that stretch in the forearm. Now fingertips are going to rotate so they're facing inwards. And again, just maintaining those shoulders above the wrists. And then rotate so fingertips are now facing forwards. So now with the tops of the hands on the mats. And again, fingertips facing forwards. And even maybe shifting your weight slightly forward and just feeling that stretch there. Try to breathe through any discomfort. Remaining on the tops of the hands, take the fingers to either side of the mat. Try not to hunch the shoulders up to the ears. Now rotate fingertips so they're facing towards the thighs. And again, staying in the tops of the hands. And just playing with where you want to take your shoulders here. You might want to take them a little bit further forward. Or even a little bit further back. Let's take them a little bit further back here and just feel that deeper stretch. Come back to the center. Now rotate fingertips so they're facing inwards. Still breathing. And then just bring the hands back to a neutral position. Oh, this might feel a little bit funny there. I want you to just release with a couple of cat-cows, so allow the belly to drop down towards the mat, bring the gaze up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, press into the hands, really arch through the back, making sure you're getting into the lower back, middle back, and the upper back, coming into a flat back now. Turn around so you can see me here. You're going to tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the mat. So not only are we working into the upper body, the arms are also strengthening through the core. And as you exhale, keep those knees off the mat. Extend the sit bones towards the heels and straighten the arms. As you inhale, bring the shoulders back above the ribs. Exhaling, taking the sit bones back towards the heels. And then inhaling, shoulders above the wrists. One more time, your exhale. And inhale. Drop down onto the knees, keep those toes tucked under, begin to walk your sit bones towards the heels. So we're working into the tops of the feet here, just creating space for our foundation. We're going to come into eagle arms. So you're going to take the tops of the arms so that they're in line with the shoulders and the forearms. We're facing towards the head, creating a 90-degree angle at the elbows. So we're going to wrap the left arm underneath the right arm, and then a couple of options, either placing the tops of the hands together or rotating through the forearms at an anti-clockwise direction to bring the palms together. And then lift the elbows and feel that real stretch through the shoulders and through the upper back. And at the same time, it's distracting us from this stretch through the feet. You might be able to lift your elbows slightly higher. Create more space. A couple more breaths here, and we will be coming back to this twist in the arms later on in the class. So just remembering how you come into it here. And as you exhale, slowly release. Bend the elbows again. This time we're taking right arm underneath left arm. Wrapping forearms there. Bring palms together and slowly lift. One side might feel tighter than the other. So just taking each side as it comes. You might be able to bring palms together on one side and not the other. It's just completely natural to live with these irregularities in the body. And I can feel my feet burning a little bit now. Move the elbows slightly higher if you can. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Place hands on the mat. And keeping those toes tucked under, you're going to straighten the legs, make your way into downward facing dog. Descending the heels down towards the mat. We're going to come into what we call turbo dog, so really beginning to switch on that fire in the upper body. So you're going to bend your elbows like we're going to come into dolphin, but we're not going to allow the elbows to touch the mat. We're trying to wrap those forearms in towards each other, allowing your elbows to hover off the mat, pressing into the fingertips, and the base of the finger. Then continuing to breathe. And then allow the arms to straighten. From here, you're going to take the shoulders above the wrist, coming into plank. And then as you exhale, sink heels back down towards the mat, coming into downward facing dog. Inhaling into plank. And then exhaling into downward dog, lifting the sit bones up towards the ceiling, tilting through the pelvis. Flowing back into plank, shoulders above the wrist, straight line from shoulders to heels. And then exhaling, back into downward dog. 2 more times here, shoulders above the wrist, into plank. And exhale into downward facing dog. Take the shoulders back above the wrists. And you're going to press into the right hand, roll over onto the outside of the right foot, the inside of the left foot, and rise the left hand up towards the ceiling. As you release the hand down onto the mat, come back into plank. Exhale into Chaturanga Dandasana, half plank. Bend the elbows, lower the chest halfway down towards the mat. And then inhaling back into plank. Then roll over onto the outside of the left foot, inside of the right foot, press into the left hand, send the right hand up. And as you breathe out, lower the hand down onto the mat, roll over onto the balls of the feet. Exhaling into Chaturanga Dandasana, half plank. And then inhaling into plank. From here, we're going to shift the shoulders forward so you're on the tips of the toes. Now you'll understand why we did those wrist strengthens. And then come back into plank. And again, shoulders shift forward. And then draw back. One more time here, drawing forward. And then come back. Take the right knee in towards the chest. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the foot through between the hands. Rise up into a high lunge, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Sink down into the front knee. Now coming back into those eagle arms, so take the left arm underneath the right arm, wrapping your forearms together and either placing the palms together or the tops of the hands together. And I want you to just lift the elbows slightly higher to open through the shoulders, open through the upper back, and finding your balance here. At the same time, making sure the back leg is strong. Front knee is bent to a 90-degree angle. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then frame the front foot with your hands. Step back into plank. Lower into Chaturanga, Dandasana, half plank, elbows tucked in towards the chest. As you inhale, press into the hands, rise up into plank. You can drop down onto the knees if this is getting a bit tired in your arms. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhaling, plank. Exhale. And inhale. This time we're lowering halfway down and pressing into the hands, drawing the chest through, drawing the hips through, coming into upward facing dog. As you exhale, come into downward dog. Just sinking your heels down towards the mat. And then take shoulders above the wrists. And then once again, you're rolling over onto the outside of the right foot, inside of the left foot, pressing into the right hand. Sending the left hand up. As you breathe out, lower hands down onto the mat, rolling over onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling over into side plank, this time pressing into the left hand, sending the right hand up. Exhale, lower the hand down onto the mat. Roll over onto the soles of the balls of the feet. Exhaling halfway down. Inhaling, plank. Left knee comes in towards the chest now. Shoulders stay above the wrist, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the foot through between the hands, press into the feet, rise up. Reaching fingertips up, then coming into eagle arms this time. The left arm is underneath the right. Wrapping your forearms together, bringing palms together, or tops of the hands and lifting the elbows up. Feeling that lovely bit of space that you're creating through the upper back. And that space allows more room for breath. So just further lifting the elbows if you can. Keeping your hips squared. Release hands, reach fingertips up towards the ceiling. Release hands either side of the front foot. Make your way back into plank, holding it here. Then either drop down onto the knees or keep the legs straight, lower the chest halfway down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to arms straighten. Exhale to lower. Inhale, straightening the arms. Exhale, lower, then make your way into upward facing dog. Exhale into child's pose. Big toes together, knees just a little bit wider and hip distance apart. And just take the hands behind. Forehead rests within the mat. Just taking a moment to release through the shoulders here. One more breath in. And then a breath out. Extend the hands back forward. Press into the hands and knees. Make your way into an all fours position. Tuck the toes under, straighten the legs. Downward facing dog. Taking a moment to sink your heels down towards the mat just to release through the backs of the legs. Through the calves. Through the hamstrings. Now a couple of options. Either staying in downward facing dog if the arms are starting to get more tired, or flow from downward dog to plank, or flow from downward dog to chaturanga. So if you're flowing from downward dog to chaturanga, you're going to bend your elbows, with the elbows facing behind. And lower the chest halfway down towards the mat. Press into the hands straight and the arms downward facing up. And again, inhaling, but straight into Chaturanga or plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhaling, arm strength, move your joints. And then exhale, releasing downward dog. 2 more of these, inhale. And exhale. Inhaling 1 more time. And exhale. Now come into plank. Outside of the right foot, inside of the left foot, press into the right hand up. Exhale, release the hand onto the mat. Come into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga and Vasana. Inhaling plank. Side plank over to the other side. Right hand extends up towards the ceiling. Release the hand down onto the mat, roll over onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, Chaturanga and Vasana. Inhaling, arms straighten. Shift the weight of the shoulders forward so you're completely on the tips of the toes, feeling that stretch in the wrist. Draw back to the center. 2 more times, you're shifting forward. Drawing center. 1 more. Making your way back. Right knee in towards the chest, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot places through between the hands. Press into the feet, rise up. Adding on from this now, coming back into eagle arms first of all. Right arm underneath left. Wrapping hands together. Lifting elbows up. Trying to rotate through the hands so the thumbs are facing towards your head. From here, we're going to shift all the way into the right foot and hop the left foot on the mat so the thigh becomes in line with the mat. Couple of options, either taking the left foot to the outside of the right foot or coming into full eagle by bending into the right knee, wrapping the leg all the way around the right leg and sinking down. I'm just staying here for a couple of breaths. Pressing firmly into the right foot if you're in full eagle. Lifting the elbows slightly higher. Bending the knees slightly more. Release the left foot, placing it down onto the mat. Keep the arms where they are. And just come into a forward fold. So just releasing through the backs of the legs, but also continuing to open through the shoulders. Through the upper back. Now release the hands down onto the mat, bend the knees. Come into chair pose, Utkatasana. And raise fingers up towards the ceiling, sinking a little bit further into those knees. Now you're going to keep bending those knees. Maybe peel the knees a little bit further apart till the sit bones come all the way onto the mat and come into Navasana boat pose. So the shins are parallel with the mat here, and we're lifting through the chest. Release the feet down onto the mat. Release the hands behind the back. So we're going to come into reverse tabletop. So fingertips facing forward, hands shoulder width apart. Place the feet hip distance apart. Press into the feet, lift the hips up. So we want to firm up the thighs here. Tilt the chin in towards the chest. As you exhale, keep the arms straight, lower the hips down. Inhaling, lift through the hips. Exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhaling, lifting. Exhale, lower. This time, lift the hips. We're going to bring the arms into this. So bend the elbows down towards the mat. And straighten the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms. 1 more time, exhale. Feeling that strength through the triceps. And inhale. And drop the hips down towards the mat, cross the feet. Place the hands onto the mat, and you're going to try and swing your feet all the way behind to come straight into plank. So we're going to press into the hand and jump those feet back. And then from here, come into downward facing dog. Walking your feet forward slightly if you need to. Sink heels down towards the mat. So repeating that same sequence on the left side. So first of all, we're going to come in to either flows from downward dog to plank or downward dog to chaturanga. So flowing one. Exhale, downward dog. Flowing two. Exhale, down dog. And three. Downward facing dog. 4. Exhale. And 5. Exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, the shoulders come above the wrists. Roll over onto side plank, placing into the right hand, send the left hand up. Exhale, hand lowers down onto the mat. Roll over onto the soles of the feet. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale and plank. Exhale into side plank over to the left side. And exhale, hand releases down onto the mat, make your way into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale and plank. Now shift forward. Coming on to the tips of the toes. And then shift back. Back over onto the tips of the toes. And draw back. One more time here. And drawing back. Left knee comes in towards the chest, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place foot through between the hands, press into the feet, rise up. Finding your high lunge. Just adjusting your feet if you need to there. Taking a moment to sink down into the front knee, activate through the back leg. Finding your eagle arms, left arm underneath right. Got 4 arms together. Lift through the elbows. Open through the chest. Open through the upper back. Trying to spin the forearms to the thumbs are facing towards the head. Now shift all the way into the left foot and float the right thigh so that it's parallel with the mat. Now deciding whether to place the right foot to the outside of the left foot or soften into the left knee and wrap the right leg all the way around the left leg. Sink down into Garudasana, Eagle Pose. Lift the elbows slightly higher, sink further into the knees. Using your standing foot as your foundation, rooting into that foot. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, release the right foot down onto the mat, straighten the legs and fold from your hips. So folding the forearms towards the thighs. Releasing the head towards the mat. Tilting through the pelvis. As you breathe out, release the hands down onto the mat. Bend into the knees, find your chair. Find strength through your legs, strength through your thighs. Sink down and further down all the way till you get onto the mat and come into the Vasana. So the shins are parallel with the mat. Strengthening through the core. Keep reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Release the feet on the mat. Take the hands back. So the fingertips are facing forward, and as you breathe in, press into the hands and the feet. Lift those hips up. Reverse tabletop. Really reaching the hips up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, slowly lower the hips down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Now bring the triceps into your exhale and bend the elbows. Inhale and straightening the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, making sure your elbows are facing back. Inhale and straightening the arms. Exhale one more time more. Inhaling, arms straighten. Now from here, you're going to straighten the legs
and draw your hips up. So it's almost like we're coming into Dandasana, seated pose, but we're lifting the hips off the mat. Place the feet down and lift the hips. And then exhale. Inhaling, placing the feet on the mat, lifting the hips. Exhale, legs straight and bum lifts off the mat. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Release the hips down onto the mat, feet cross. Hands come out in front. Step those feet behind, coming into plank, lower into half plank. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Drop down onto the knees. And you'll be pleased to know we're coming into child's pose. And just resting the forehead down onto the mat. Releasing through the shoulders. Now take the hands behind. Allowing the tops of the hands to rest on the mat. And that was a really strong practice. So if you managed to get through it, well done. Even if you didn't, still congratulate yourself for what you could do, rather than thinking about what you can't do. And you can even revisit the practice. Come back to the bits that you struggled on and notice your progress. Feel yourself getting better, feel yourself getting stronger. And that increasing strength will make you feel better physically and mentally. Just taking a couple of more breaths here. Maybe allowing your breath to come back to a rhythm. If you're breathing a little bit faster, deepen the breath, allow it to slow down. Now take the hands below the shoulders, straighten the arms. Just turn your feet round to the side and make your way into Sukhasana. And just finishing off the practice by resting the hands on the knees for a moment, sitting up nice and tall. And then take arms overhead, bring palms together. Allow thumbs to rest in the crown of the head. Take them between the eyebrows to the third eye. And then to the heart center. Bow your head. Om Shanti. I'm sorry for inflicting that little bit of torture on you, but hope you find it beneficial and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye!